Hey everyone, Paul Finck here, the Maverick Millionaire, and this is Maverick Mondays, and we are back, and somehow we got disconnected, only we're back again, and we're talking about friends and what are friends for. This is a Maverick Mondays, and I'm going to sprinkle some Maverick magic into the call, because we're going to talk about what are friends for. And come on back, everyone. I've got a few people joining in. Please tell me you've got connection challenges. We are looking to fix some things on the connection effect that happens on these calls. So absolutely pay close attention. We'll be making sure that this call is aired and working well for everyone. So here we are, Maverick Mondays, and we're talking about friends. What are friends for? Friends are really good to support you. Friends are really good to be by your side, to enjoy the journey. However, I want you to be warned. Not all friends are created equal. And when you're looking to get advice, are friends really the people to turn to? Now, the friends know you the best, and that's where the argument usually starts. Well, they know me the best, so they can advise me the best as to what to do. That's why we turn to our friends, we turn to our family. They know us best. The challenge is that they don't know the industry or the opportunity or the product or service. They don't know what they don't know. And so unless they've actually used the product that they're advising you on, or they've experienced that part in their life, how could they possibly advise you? So we turn to friends, and yet are friends the people to turn to for good advice? Are friends really helping you when you ask them for advice? Or, and this is what I want to open for discussion, absolutely join us right here, comment below, because I want you to really engage with me on this. Because I got to tell you, in my 30 years almost 35 years as an entrepreneur, in all my life, and I'm 55 now, in all my life in watching this scenario, in being an entrepreneurial mindset and a serial entrepreneur for all these years, I've gone through multiple industries, had multiple levels of success in my world, reaching the pinnacle over the last 10 years. And in that process, was it friends that helped me along? Or was it new people? Was it friends that gave me the great advice to say, yes, that's the thing you should be doing? The challenge is that most of the people that you're hanging out with now are the people that you used to be like, or the people that you are like, not the people that you want to become, the person you want to become. And I don't mean that in a bad way or a negative way. What I want you to get is that, I want to be a great success in business. I want to capitalize in the movie industry. I want to take over in the sales process. Well, unless my friend was in great business and a multimillionaire in business, unless they were a multimillionaire as an actor in the movie industry in some way, unless they actually knew how to sell at a multi-million-dollar level, how could they possibly advise me as to what to do, where to go, how to transverse this course that I'm on, this journey that I'm about to take? They couldn't possibly tell me about the road I'm headed in. So why do I turn to them for advice? Because they're my friend. They're the person that knows me best. They're the person that I can trust to give me advice that is good. Challenge is that they can only give you advice, A, on what is within their knowledge base, A. They can only give you advice based on their experience, B. And they can only give you advice based on their experience and their journey. That causes huge challenges. And here's what happens. So we're talking about what are friends for? Friends are great for supporting you. Friends are great for building you up when they're those type of friends. They're great for making sure that you've got someone to be with in the journey. Challenge is that they're not the people to lean on for advice. I have seen so many people get thrown off course because, whoa, they had this huge multi-million-dollar opportunity and they decided to reach out to friends. They decided to make the decision within their own brain. The brain that got them to not be a multimillionaire is the brain that they want to use to decide whether that opportunity is the best. And then they listen to all the people that haven't made it, that haven't created, because those other people, they're not my friends. Those other people, I can't trust them because, they're on that side of the fence. And then what do? They decide to stay where they are. And all too often, there's also, and here's really a tough thing. Here's something that most people have a hard time facing, is that there's a possibility, just a possibility, that some of your friends, and I will say this is so unconscious for most of them, so much something that they would do without knowing that they're doing it. So you can't even turn to them and go, how dare you, or why did you do this to me? Because it's not their fault. However, what they'll do is they will hold you down. They will keep you stuck and stopped where you are because that's the comfort zone. That's the space where you and them exist. Where right now you're in that space where they exist, you exist, and you're happy and everybody's getting along and everything's great. And then you decide you want something different. So your friend goes, no. Don't go to that different because then you're going to leave me. You're going to leave us. You're not going to be doing what we've been so used to doing together for all these years. And well, that's not good for us. So how could you possibly think that that's the way to go? Don't do that. Don't go there. Stay here with me. And to put it another way, your friends are the crabs in the bucket that hold you in the bucket because that's the comfort zone. That's the space. That's the space that's comfortable for them. And once you leave that bucket, you're leaving them. And that hurts. That's something that they don't want to face. That's something that they don't want to watch happen. And so their advice is, as good-hearted as they feel it is at the time, is actually keeping you from reaching your fullest potential at the time when you need the support the most. You need to be pushed out of that bucket. You need to be being sprung out instead of held down. And all too often in that critical moment when people are deciding, do I keep climbing? Do I put forth the effort? Do I put forth the pain and suffering to get to the top, to get out of the bucket? Just when they are in those critical moments of, do I push one rotation more? It hurts so much now. Do I keep on going? And their friends go, no, why are you suffering so much? Come back, hang out with us. We love you. And they go back down, never to reach the pinnacle of their life, never to reach their fullest potential ever again. And it's the saddest thing to watch, especially when you're on the top of the bucket, lifting your hand down to help them raise up and get out. From my point of view, whenever I've got someone at that edge and they're saying, what should I do, Paul? And I tell them, and they go, well, wait, I've got some friends I want to ask. I got family members I want to talk to, and I'll get back to you. I cringe. I hold on tight because I know that they're asking people that have not gone the journey. They're asking people that haven't done what they want to do. How could they possibly advise you effectively? And that is such a challenge place, because how am I to tell them your friends are steering you wrong? They're your friends. I'm the one who's wrong, must be wrong, because their friends could never steer them wrong. It must be me. And yet I know I had to step away. I had to pull aside from people I loved, people I cared about, to create the journey that would help me reach my fullest potential. The man I am now is, inside I feel the same. However, I know how much stronger, how much more positive, how much more empowered, how much more of a leader, and how much more of a role model I am for my children 20 years now compared to 20 years ago. It's a whole different world. My children, I'm so proud of my children, and part of what's happened over the last 20 years is that I've been able to be that role model because I decided to step away. I decided not to listen to my friends. I decided not to listen to my family. I decided not to listen to some of the people that were closest to me, and I decided to stretch for a whole nother road and go down a journey which at times was lonely. At times I felt isolated. At times there were people that I wasn't able to talk to, of the group of people that I used to rely on for my advice, because I knew they hadn't gone through the journey yet. They haven't gone down the road. They couldn't possibly tell me what's coming up next. They haven't been there before. So be careful, be aware of where you get your advice from. And when you turn to your friends, make sure you're turning to them for advice based on their experiences, what they're good at, what they know. Not based on, well, because they're your friends, they should know. I have people that ask relationship advice from people that have been through multiple divorces, that have no clue what they're talking about on how to build a great relationship. I have people ask financial advice from people that have never had two nickels to rub together, and yet they ask them, is this $1 million opportunity? I've had people ask, is this a good thing to do for my business? Is this a way to sell? Is this a way I should be negotiating that deal? With people that have no concept of what sales, negotiations, or good business look like, and have never been down that road. And it's so difficult. And there's so many different nuances and levels to this that one brush isn't enough to really satisfy this conversation. Only I want you to get that there are times when friends, you're leaning on friends for the wrong thing. You're leaning on friends for the wrong reason. And sometimes the people that you're calling friends are the ones that are hurting you most. Absolutely comment below. Absolutely reach out. Now, this is not something that is an easy discussion. It's not easy for me to communicate this to you, because I know that some people are like, oh man, friends are the most important thing in my world. How could you be saying this? I want you to get, you absolutely want to build friends. You want to build friendships. You want to have value in your world. And value is all about the people you hang out with. However, watch who you're hanging out with. Pay attention. Are you hanging out with the people that are like the person you used to be? Or are you hanging out with people that are like the people you want to become? That is so key and so critical. When you hang out with people, when you're not the smartest one in the room, when you're not the best one in the room, when you're hanging out with people that are just blowing you away with whether it's their knowledge, whether it's their power, whether their leadership, their abilities, their skill sets, their love, their charitability, their contributions, whatever level you want to talk about, find the people that are living at the level that you want to live at. Those are the people to be hanging out with. Those are the people who are spending valuable time with, and those are the people to listen to. Ask the people who have already gone through the journey, gone down the road. Those are the people to ask, how do I get there? How do I get to that place? The place that you're already at, or the place that you've already gotten to. How do I get there? You ask for directions from the people that have never been where you want to go. You may end up in the wrong place. Please comment. This is Paul Finck, the Maverick Millionaire, and this is Maverick Mondays. I'm sprinkling some Maverick magic along the way, creating this power amongst us. And every single week, I want to be talking about what it takes to create this world for yourself. I should have asked a long, long time ago. I love you, David. Thank you so much for being here. And for all of you, Absolutely. Be clear with asking the people that have already gotten to the place that you want to be. How do I get there? And then listen and follow their direction. I cannot tell you. And for most of you, you know, and for all those that might be listening to this, and it's going to be shared all over the world, for those of you that don't know, I'm a coach and I'm a trainer, and I coach thousands of people all around the world. And in my coaching, the hardest thing is when people ask me, oh, what should I do? And I tell them, this is what you do. Oh, and by the way, I do not tell people that do not ask, that do not want me to tell them. I learned that a long time ago. Be careful of coaching people that don't want to be coached. So for those of you that want to be coached, and people come and they want to be coached by me, and I tell them, here's what you do. And then they decide to do the opposite. They decide, oh, no, I've decided something different. Or they say, Paul, what should I do? And then they don't even hear the response. And you know those people, they'll talk over you, they'll ignore it. It'll be like they already had a preset program or notion as to what they're going to do in their head. They just thought it was nice to start the conversation that way so that they could tell you what they're going to do anyway. So we all know those people. And so they ask me, and then they do the opposite, or they do what I don't advise them. And then they end up in a different place. It's so painful to watch that happen. Absolutely. Find the people that have already tread the path. Find the people that have already gone the road and ask them, how do I get there? How do I get to the destination that you're already at? I had someone recently who was just so ready to engage, so ready to work with me. And then the person asked friends, asked family members, and oh, no. Yeah, they said, I don't need any of this. They said, I could do this on my own. And they said, oh, this is a good one, that they'll help me. Now, for your friends, that when you're in the crux of it all, when you've decided to really step out of your pattern and create a change in your world, and they all come running and say, yeah, now we're going to help you. I just want you to ask yourself, where were they yesterday, last week, last month, last year? When you were struggling and you hadn't made the decision yet, where were they then in helping you? And so they weren't there then. Only now, all of a sudden, they're all going to come help you. And I will say that the people that expect everyone to be by their side 24/7 to help them get to a new level, it's a lot of work. It's a lot of heavy lifting for the people around you that are looking to support. It's as a coach, man, it took tons of training and focus to really learn how to do that and sustain that heavy lifting for others without it really affecting me, so that I can let it go at the end of the day. So your friends that you're going to lean on, be aware, they may not be ready for what that really means, and they may give up long before you need them to, because they were just doing it just because. So what are friends for? Friends are there to enjoy the journey. Friends are there to support you and to be by your side and lifting you up. And be aware that friends can also be the ones that tear you down. They can also be the ones that misdirect you, that move you down a road that isn't your ultimate, that isn't your future, because it's best for them and it's best for your relationship with them, not necessarily best for you. Just a couple thoughts off the top of my head, a couple ideas. And all of this comes from my own experience. All of this comes from watching, studying, and looking at what my own success journey was, as well as just millions of people all around the world and through the millennium that have created success and what they had to do to make it happen. So be aware, friends are great. Be aware of where you're getting your advice from. It may not be always the same people. And be aware. As people coach with me, one of the things that they talk about the most is that I help them build awareness in what is, awareness in the world around them so that they can really create the magnitude of change in their life that they're looking for. Please comment below on this conversation. Let me know what your thoughts are. Am I totally full of it? Am I right on? Somewhere in between. This is a mixed bag as far as this conversation. I know there are a whole bunch of opinions out there. Absolutely share them here. We've been on here for a little while. I'm going to let it go now. Make comments below. And for all of you, just you need advice. Look for the people that in that segment of the world they're really good at. In that slice of life, they're really good at that. They're the masters at what they do. Reach out to them for advice as to what they did. Talk to them about what they did and what they would advise you to do. And that's a really good use of advisors, which can be very different than friends. Thank you so much. I love you all and want all of you to be friends of mine. And I may not get advice from some of you, only I do want to be your friend. All of you, love you all, and let's continue these conversations ongoing. This is Paul Finck, the Maverick Millionaire. This is Maverick Mondays with a little bit of Maverick magic, if you will. Talk to you all soon. Take care now.